can just say your full name and profession for me to start with, please?
Okay, Peter Allen. I'm the organiser of the European Karate Federations. I'm the European WUKF, European Karate President. I'm a 7th Dan in Shukakai in Shitoru. And I'm a professional karate instructor, and I'm the organiser of this event.
Very busy man indeed, and what a fantastic venue here, the EIS in Sheffield. How has it been as a host city so far?
Well, we love Sheffield. Sheffield is, for me, the home of sport and expressive karate. It was me myself that brought karate to Sheffield from Crystal Palace many years ago. I was the English Championship organiser, and I was a British Championships organiser, and I brought them from Sheffield, housed them over in, ran the tournaments over in Ponsforge, and so we have a long, traditional, friendly relationship with Sheffield, the council, and especially the events team in Sheffield. So it wasn't difficult for us to actually host it in Sheffield. It was always our first choice.
And not only for the city itself, but for a nation, do you think that this event, the European Championships, can showcase how good the UK are at karate?
Well, yes. I think the fact that we can showcase how good we are in the UK for karate, but worldwide and European. And this is European Championships, and the showcase is Europe. You know, we showcase our own tournaments, and our new governing body, the English Karate Council, which is a recognised governing body of the UK, the largest governing body of karate people in the UK, and we'll be competing tomorrow under the banner of our federations, but also under the banner of England, and showing everybody that what karate has to offer. So it is a showcase. It's our shop window. It's our time to show people where we are with karate in the UK and in Europe.
And we're sat here in the hall of the EIS, and all around us are flags of many different European countries.
Yes.
Does that show you how much of a global appeal the sport has?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, our World Championships, we have 40, 50 world teams that will travel to our World Championships, and we have 22 countries that are competing here tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we have, I think it's 40 federations from those countries. I think we have 1,000, just short of 1,200 competitors. It's a very large amount for a European Championships. It's a lot of people, and again they're showcasing what they do from their own countries.
And for such a popular sport, it must be a real disappointment karate keeps being discarded when the Olympics comes around. It must be difficult to accept that. Yeah,
it is. It's very difficult for karateka. That's the term we use for ourselves as karate, people, athletes or athletic, karateka people, karate, and very disappointing that the Olympic dream is not for us at this time. But that's down to the fact that perhaps the world body that's recognised by the IOC is not ticking all the boxes, so to speak. The world body that we're in, which is the World Junior Karate Federation, it's not the recognised body of the IOC. But for me, perhaps they should look at this as being one of the bodies that they should look at for membership of the IOC, because it has different things to offer. The club championships, which you don't get with the national squad, which is what the WUKF via a national body in England has, like the EKF. It's very disappointing, and questions should be asked of the WUKF people and the EKF people where they have gone wrong and why we're not in the Olympics. It's certainly through no fault of karate people. It can only be through the fault of the people at the top. And for me, if things are not working correctly for the people at the top, maybe they should look at changing those people at the top.
I mean, obviously I can tell you're very frustrated by this matter. What does need to be done? What steps need to be put into place so that karate can become more unified and perhaps be seen to be part of the Olympics in the
Well,
future?
the groups who are not part of the WUKF are unified in as much as they attend each other's championships. There are no restrictions on their championships. The restrictions are by the English Karate Federation, who are recognised by the WUKF. They have a ruling of 21.9, and they create the restrictions of their people being allowed to mix and unify with other karateka in the country. Many of our friends are on the other side of the fence and are governed by the 21.9 rule, which is a dictatorial rule by this body to restrict practice between nations and between friendships, you know. Yeah, frustration, I think that's too light a word. I get annoyed that I can't see my friends, I can't train with my friends can't compete with me. The thing with WUKF is that they are a world body of friendships, and everybody will have a friendly atmosphere at this. There are no restrictions for entry to this championships, only that you be a member. And if any of my groups or anybody else wanted to be part of another world body or European body, there are no restrictions for them to join. So we have no restrictions, and for me, that's what sport is about. The IOC Charter in itself has no restrictive practices, and yet WUKF, World Karate Federation, have restrictive practice in 21.9.
Can you see it being resolved any time in the near future?
Well, we can only deal with what's in our house. Our house is England and the UK, and hopefully we have a group in the English Karate Council, which is for us the new governing body of karate, and we hope that in the very near future that a successful application to Sport England will be looked on, well, as being successful for one, and we become the new governing body for karate in England, which on a global scale is not a big issue, but certainly on an English and UK based scale is massive. Movement already at the top between the President, General Secretary of the WUKF. There are problems in their statutes, their political hierarchy. So perhaps with a change maybe of leadership in WUKF and a new governing body maybe in England being recognised, maybe the future will be brighter for our karateka. I can't see me ever in my lifetime seeing the Olympics. So what we do now is for our youngsters, the future is what we do now. So we need to do everything right. We can only keep ticking our boxes. We can only keep doing the right things, which then hopefully one day will include us within the Olympics. Everybody wants to compete in the Olympics, and we are being restricted from that practice.
And it must be heart-wrenching to see the likes of judo and taekwondo continually involved in the Olympics when you're sort of held back throughout the years.
Yeah, very much. I mean, it's frustrating when you see, a Japanese sport in judo, as successful as it is. We feel that we have as much to offer, and certainly from a spectator point of view and an attendance point of view. I go to many, judo championships. We have judo within my body, the Amateur Martial Association, which is the largest association in the UK, a multi-style association in the UK, and judo. So, I see judo, jiu-jitsu, and they're supported, but they are supported well. But karate is supported very well, as you will see with its championships. This is a European Championships, 20 countries, 1,300 competitors. It's very big. It's very big. So I get frustrated when I see judo because I think we should be there. I enjoy the spectacle of the sport. I see taekwondo, I get frustrated. So yes, very frustrated. We should be there.
And do you think that because karate is not part of the Olympics, it struggles to attract the funding that other sports
very
does?
Much. That's the key factor that while they have Sport England recognition, judo and taekwondo, they do get the funding. They get the performance funding for the Olympics, for training to become gold medal winners. We don't get the funding because we're not part of that. But even if we weren't a member of the Olympic dream, we could still have funding as a governing body from perhaps Sport England or other partnerships within Sport England. So yeah, hopefully if we can take the right boxes over the next 6 months to 12 months, I think you'll see excuse me, a different structure for karate, and the ideas of karate will differ over the next 12 months, I think. Excuse me.
It's okay. What sort of problems does it create, the lack of funding, for not so much for individuals but for a governing body like yourselves? How much of a problem is it?
Well, it creates a massive problem, because you have to be seen by the likes of Sport England or the Sport Recreation Alliance, who is our partner. We are members of them, because we're not a governing body. We can't create our funding. We have to just tick the right boxes. We have to show that we're working towards bullet points within good practice. And as long as we keep working towards good practice, there are small fundings from councils and things like this, but we can't hit the big kite marks. We can't get the gold medals of funding. We can get the bronze medals, and there's a little funding, and it's a shame for people, the children who want the parents who have to fund everything, and certainly athletes. We already have world champions in Jack Dixon and Melissa Holmes and Sam Hernst, two of those being my own students, and they've had to fund everything. You're talking thousands and thousands of pounds, and yet they still achieve gold medals at the World Championships, gold medals at European Championships. They'll be here over the weekend, and they have to pay for it themselves. Everything is self-funded, and yet other groups who don't get maybe the same. They get funding where ours don't for doing probably the same thing, but maybe not the same spectator sport aspect of it.
It's very, very difficult for them, but let's hope that this event can be the first step on a very long road to redemption.
I think the fact that the amount of interviews I've done today and yesterday with BBC Radio, Chris Evans, BBC Two mystery guest, and also Look North tomorrow, it should boost be the shop window for us, and hopefully it will create an idea that things can be better for karate in this country. And join the correct governing body, join the English Karate Council via an association like the Amateur Martial Association. We are one of the bodies that's a member of WUKF, and we have no restrictions, and our ideal is for all.
Fantastic. That's absolutely brilliant. I
Okay,
couldn't have asked for
thank
anything
you.
better.
Okay,
Really
thank you.
appreciate it.